Welcome to Perfect Vocals Academy YouTube channel. If you want to learn audio engineering from top to bottom, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you know every single week when we release a new tutorial. Hey guys, this next video is going to be about programming realistic drums. I don't know if you've ever tried to program drums, but it can sound pretty fake if you don't know what you're doing. Also, Perfect Vocals Academy is going to start branching into music production now. There will be future content showing how to create instrumentals, how to program things like drums, synths, and so on. So please stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, and let's dive into this tutorial. This next tutorial is going to be about programming realistic drums. I want to thank Tim Ketchum for suggesting this. This is a very, very good skill to have if you are producing your own music. So a lot of people want realistic sounding drums in their mixes when they're creating a beat or instrumental of some sort. You want drums that sound like the drummer came in and drummed into mics. So you definitely want that. This plugin here I've been using for years. I think I started using this in 2012 or 13. Superior Drummer is really good, and I'm sure there's some other ones that sound good now too. But this is the one that I know and that I've learned to love. So the way this program works is velocities, these things here, notes, velocity. When you bring down the velocity, it's actually giving you a different drum sample. So if it's on the snare, it's giving you like a ghost note, like a soft tap snare when you bring that velocity down. So we can really build the drum performance 100% this way. I just brought up just like a loop here to put some drums over. So this is what I put down. You can hear like ghost notes and like little, like the hi-hat's got like a nice accent on it. I'm gonna go over how I did that. Okay, so first of all, if you guys don't know how to route this, in Pro Tools I created a stereo instrument track, loaded Superior Drummer on here, pick the drum kit I want. There's a couple different kick drums, some snares. I just kind of cycled through them until it sounded, good to my ears. And next, get this MIDI track going. So I like to put, for each drum shell, I want a MIDI track. So some people like to program it all on one instrument track. I think that gets kind of messy, especially when you want to change things up. It gets kind of messy, so I like to put kick, snare, overheads I keep as one. That's not a big deal to me, and then each tom has a MIDI as well. So you draw your MIDI notes here, you make sure the output is sent to this plugin, Superior Drummer, and you should hear sound. So now, as far as there's a million different hits on MIDI. So what you can do to see what it is when you have this selected, you can look over and see that C1 is where that kick drum is. Or if you click on the snare, you can hold Control, click on it, D1. So it shows you where these things are. So you can go to Notes, grabber tool, and then C right here. When I click on that, that says C1 up right in this spot right here. Okay, so kick drum first. I placed some kick drums kind of very spaced out. Do the kick only. Here, how this leading kick here, I brought this down. So if you listen, here's a full kick hit. Okay, And then when you bring the velocity down, it's a soft kick hit. So we can use these to really give the drums life in a drum performance. So if you keep it straight the whole way, I'm telling you, it's gonna sound programmed. People are going to know it's programmed, and you might get, some hate for it. So you definitely want to use this feature. So yes, I kept these downbeat ones just all the way because I think those are fine. They're super spaced out. Anytime you get two drums that are kind of close to each other, you wanna adjust that. So I brought it from here all the way to here. So check it out. Cool. Sounds very real. The snare, I wanted some ghost notes, so place them there, bring these way down. Yeah, pretty easy. Could do like a little double. Little snare rolls. I think there's even one that does a roll. Yeah, right here. So you could take that one out. So very, very real with this program. All the different things that drummers do pretty much have a MIDI note for it. Okay, with the hi-hat, I used two different hi-hat hits. So one here, and then this, which is way lighter. I brought this way down because I want it to be very accented. You can adjust the level right in this program too. So for the hi-hat, you can hold Control and click that, and then bring this fader up if it needs to be louder. In the mixing window, you can bring in like the room more. So if you want like a really big open, now it really sounds like, we're in the room with the drummer if you're going for that like really spacious vibe. Or more of a dead vibe. So we'll put it nice right in the middle here. Let's do a little fill here. If you don't know how a grid works or how beats work, programming drums is not going to be an easy task for you. I will say this. If you ever want to know, then go to the grid here. If you need to learn what is what, you can do this trick, I guess. Go to 16th notes. And let's just take a snare drum. Okay. Put a snare drum on every one of these blocks because that'll be a 16th note. Okay, so that's what a 16th note sounds like. So that's how fast it is at this tempo. Okay. Let's go to 8th notes. Take it out to where there's only one MIDI note. I'll just get the pencil tool. Those are 8th notes at this tempo. Okay, and so on. Quarter notes. So it's pretty simple. It will take some getting used to, as far as like finding out where, like, for example, like these ghost notes, okay? Like that's a 16th note, or no, it's an 8th note placed on 1 and 2 and, so it's 2 and. So that's why you hear drummers counting like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because there's certain beats on the ands that are like, that make it like groovy and have that offbeat 1 and 2 and. And then same with like this here, 4 and, I think 1 and 2 and 4 and 4 and. So 2 and 4 and are getting 2 and has a ghost note on the snare, and 4 and has a kick and a hi-hat, open hi-hat. That's what gives it this groove. So it's like 2 and 4 and da, 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 da. So it's got like that. That's what gives it that groove. You have to know to put the grid on 8th notes or 16th notes to find these beats, because obviously if you have your grid on quarter notes, you'll see you can't place that there. You can't draw it in because you're gridded way too high or low. Yeah, so something to really get practice of. Make sure you're doing things on the downbeat. You're starting your drum beat right on the downbeat, the 1. So this is bar 2, count 1. Let's do a fill. Now, if I wanted to find that sooner than dragging it around, I could just open up the plugin, control click on the tom, and it'll tell me the MIDI note. Since these are kind of close, I'm gonna adjust the velocity. Okay, I'm going to put a little ghost note here. Just subtleties like that really bring out the performance. Bring down the velocity on that. Tom is a little too hard for this part. I'm going to drag him down. Down this a little bit. You just adjust the velocities until it like feels like that's about how hard the drummer would hit the drum at that point. Okay, let's add a crash. Something very soft. Bring it up some. See, just we're breathing life into these drums. Bring down this a little more. even adjust that tom. Bring it down just a little bit. Okay, guys, so obviously I could go through and program this whole song, but I'm gonna stop here. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I mean, you can email me if you want, even if you have questions or things that maybe drums that you programmed that you want to have a second opinion on. Just email john@perfectvocalsacademy.com and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience. And until next time.